Singapore recently got its latest grandmaster, Siddharth Jagadeesh, and the youngster has performed amazingly well. When he became a grandmaster, uh, it was a very, very nice moment for every one of us at ChessBase India. There is also a personal connect with not just Siddharth but his father Jagadish. When we started off the ChessBase India Foundation in 2018, Jagdish was the first one to have a scholarship in that, which was of 50,000 rupees. So, we go all the way back now to roughly 6 to 7 years ago. And I think it was a perfect moment to discuss with him his journey as a parent, and the role that he played in his son becoming a grandmaster. So it gives me great joy to invite our guest today, Jagdish. Hello,
Yeah.
Jagdish.
Hi, Sagar. Thank you. You are a very, very busy person. Thanks for finding time. See,
Absolutely not.
yeah, no, at the outset, see, our relationship goes back several years, and then you've been our guide, right? Though you're very kind telling we gave sponsorship, this, that. I think we gain much more than what we gave always from you. So, see, the sharing is not about, you know what I mean, what others need to do or what. It's just a personal experience, right? Some may be applicable to young chess parents, some may not be applicable, but just take it with a pinch of salt. I just wanted to share our journey because it's something interesting to discuss. That's the
Yeah.
idea.
No, and this is very, very kind of you, because I feel like the journey of a player is filled with so many ups and downs, and to become a grandmaster at the age of 17 is not at all easy. And so, what were the things you did right? What were the things that you did not do right as a parent? And sharing this is going to help other parents as well. And everyone has a different journey, but I think they can always learn something from this.
Yeah, yeah, certainly, Sagar. Sagar, I think I prepared a helpful deck. Maybe, right? We go through that flow.
Yes, and this
And
is
also
uh,
with
this is amazing, which I want to tell the viewers
yes,
that Jagdish has sent me a deck of parental chess journey. Jagdish, you prepared this like in an hour or so.
in our last 1 hour, I'm still at office.
Huh,
So I think it's 10:30 p.m. here, right, in Singapore.
right.
I thought we'll complete the discussion and go back. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for doing this. So yeah, this is your family.
Yeah.
This is four of you: yourself, your wife, your daughter, and son Siddharth. And you've written a bit about yourself here. You migrated to Singapore at some point.
Yeah. So, yes, Sagar. See, around 2008, we came to Singapore.
Hmm.
Siddharth was around just, can I say, 1 year, 4 months old. And then Tarini was around 4 months. She was just born, 3, 4 months old. We came to work here. Then we got permanent residency. Then we settled here. I think almost our entire chess playing episodes happened here. So, very thankful to Singapore's Federation, and all the great support that we have here. Though a small country, right? I think chess is buzzing here too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you have mentioned here that you work for a large consulting firm and your wife works for a large bank.
Yeah.
So you both
Sagar,
have
I'll come.
had a lot of
Yes.
work pressure also.
See, Sagar, I'll come to that, I think, later in the discussion as well, because it's a very important point I wanted to share, right?
Hmm.
Being a chess parent, supporting a chess kid can make the parent weaker, right? Because you can just bring coffee, tea to the kid and then sit outside the playing hall and wait endlessly. Or the alternate route is you can get stronger yourself, right? Work while you can, support the kid while you can, so that no, you don't rely on any external sources. So our journey has been filled with many times where we dropped jobs and then took back the jobs, but with renewed vigor. So maybe when I come later to the work part,
Hmm.
I'll share that I'm a director in a, can I say, big four consulting firm. My
Hmm.
wife is also more like a director, program director in a, again, a very big bank. Uh, but it has been very, very hard because we frequently travel with Siddharth. We have career break, 3 months leave we take. When we come back, things are not the same. So I can explain those hardships and how to manage it down the line
Beautiful.
as we discuss. Yeah.
Beautiful. I like the second slide a lot here because you talk about your sponsor
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you have a picture of your wife.
Yeah. So
That's Anita.
Yeah, Anita. So see, she's our sponsor. Meaning, everybody thanks her sponsors, right? Though from within the family or outside, she has been our loan sponsor and she has been our pillar throughout. And she has worked all along, right? And uh, she has a great work ethic. Every day 4 a.m. We don't have a helper at home. Every day 4 a.m. she wakes up last 16 years and then no does her homework and then goes to office works. And then she is the one when we spotted some kind of talent in Siddharth. I'll tell you what kind of talent we spotted slightly later. She told me, hey, not many people have a chance to chase their dreams, right? If our young son is trying to pursue something, you go support him. You don't
Mm.
have to work for some time. Take a break for 6 months. I will carry the family finances. See, it's a very big decision to take when a kid is just 10 years old, right? You don't know whether he can do
Mm.
anything or
Right.
so. Really thankful to her. Also, really, really thankful to my daughter. My daughter is just 1 year younger than Siddharth,
Oh.
a very artistic and then always a giver, right? So she's a people's person. Somehow she said, no, I cannot sit and play, right? When I can run, why I sit?
Mm.
So, so she never played much chess, but a bundle of joy
This is a
in our
very
family.
nice picture of all four of you that I
Yeah,
had. And
yeah,
so I think a very recent one as well.
yeah, very recent. So that's our family background, Sagar. Small nuclear family living in Singapore.
Beautiful. And here you have mentioned about your wife that she wakes up at 4 a.m. Is that true?
Consistently. So, can I say, right? Uh, See, not telling it because it's my wife, right? She comes from a very interior village in India where maybe she's the first girl child to come out and study, also, right?
Mm.
She was state third rank in her higher secondary. Meaning she has been a high flyer, right? Always backs up her journey with a lot of hard work. And I think that's why we came this far. See, we are not financially broke even after doing all these things, right? Because chess is also a very expensive sport beyond a
Yeah.
point in time. So, largely due to her resilience and willpower, like a silent hero behind the scenes.
Yeah, I think somewhere in our conversations over the years, I know that you also went through financial difficulties.
Yes,
So I think it was Anita who kind of was holding the ship, yeah, throughout. Uh,
always, even now. Yeah, yeah, always, even now.
this is
So,
you are also a rated player, a
yeah,
FIDE rated player, 1800. But
see,
I believe you got your rating when Siddharth started playing. Is that
yes,
true?
yeah, yeah, yeah. See,
Mm.
Sagar, that's the funny part, right? See, it's good to see. Okay, Siddharth may be a grandmaster now, but I think I also was the one who helped him start in chess. So I wanted to give my background also, right? I do
Right.
believe every supporting chess parent should have some kind of chess awareness. If they're not a player, at least they need to have an awareness. Otherwise, no, it can end up uh, critiquing the kid too much if you
Mm.
don't understand the sport, right? See, to me, there are a few things that happened, right? So all through my childhood, I played with the, can I say, 10 rupee chess board. Sometimes, as you know, right, Sagar, we are all from humble families. Sometimes some pieces will not be there.
Right.
Me and my brother will have lone king, and then no, we'll be chasing each other for 1 hour. We don't know what is checkmate, right? So that's how I know my chess, if I recollect it.
Mm.
But then one day, accidentally, right, the great Kanimara Library in Chennai. So I visited it when I was like doing year 12.
Mm.
And then I got this Paul Murphy book. See, he's known for, can I say, right, rook lifts and attacks on the king, if I can recollect it. So, and then I studied that book, right? Notation is also very strange and different compared to the notation that is here. And after I went through that book a little bit, nobody was able to beat me in my family circle, right? And then I went to college and then I was also a superhero there. Of course, nobody knows to play chess in that circle, but it rested there,
Mm.
right? Later, when Siddharth showed an interest in chess, so where do you go, right, to teach a young 7, 8 year old kid? So I learned along with him, and then I also played along with him. First 3, 4 years, right, since I was also traveling with him. Can I say my rating was higher than his rating
Mm.
before I decided to work more seriously?
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, I kind of stopped playing, but I have a lot of interest. I watch a lot of, I follow chess players. I watch a lot of chess videos. I keep myself, chess is more like my big pastime.
Mm. Here you have mentioned that later on, you when he started learning, You would stealthily drop into his coaching sessions. This is something which I've always had this thing in my mind, that when kids learn and someone's teaching, is it good to be around? Because on one hand, yes, you are learning something. On the other hand, it also creates a little bit of stress for the kid. Yes, because parent is also there.
Yeah. So if you, Sagar, this is a great question, right? So if I think to both my kids, I don't come across as a parent. Maybe by nature of my personality, right? If you are another kid learning along with them,
Mm.
then it's interesting, right? So if you are a parent peeping into their training sessions, then I think it could sometimes be counterproductive. So in my case, right, I used to just put my head in and then try to say some answer. Mostly it'll be wrong. They had a lot of fun
Okay.
trying to tell that no, hey, I'm fooling around, things like that. See, in fact, I can recollect, right? Singapore's uh, premium grandmaster, Singapore's number one player, GM Tin Jingyo. I was
Mm.
playing with him
Oh, you
once
played
when
with
he was
him.
very young. When he was
Okay.
very young, when he was 8 years old,
Okay.
right? This is so. And then after the game ended, it was a draw. And then he told me, Uncle, you could have done some zugzwang.
Hmm.
So I took zugzwang to be some kind of food, Chinese food. Then I told I already had my chicken rice, right? So I don't want zugzwang. So see, it was that foolish, right? But the to my what works to my biggest advantage, Sagar, is it's great, it's glorious to be foolish, I believe, right? So there
Hmm.
is no shame in learning. That's why I was able to sit at age 35, 36 and play with 7, 8 year old kids, get beaten, but also learn from it, right? And grow a little bit and then understand chess a little bit more. So I think as long as we want to learn something, we are also kids in the process. So I will encourage all parents,
Yeah.
especially with young kids, to try and learn the game, play it if possible.
I really like what you mentioned in this last point here, where you said that it's much better to learn and play than sit outside and watch engine evaluation.
See, this is something that is happening, right? Classically across the globe, you see parents, right, sitting outside, and then and especially the engine is also very weak, right?
Mm.
And they try to spend 3 4 hours looking at what the kid does as moves instead of thinking, when my kid finishes the game, what is the dinner I have to give him or her? How should I comfort him whether he won or lost, right? So instead they get too emotional and then get too tensed, and then their valuable time also gets lost actually. And a real game is very different from what an engine says, right? So I think their judgment also gets into multiple directions. So um, I think I have done this mistake many times, but over a period of time, I learned that no, either reading a book or cooking a meal for the kid is much more value as a traveling chess parent compared to looking at follow chess and
Mm.
wasting the time. So definitely something that can be avoided. See, it's thrilling to watch your kid play, right? And then it's a
Yeah, it's
parental
like when
experience.
the
Yeah,
bar goes higher, you feel
yeah,
like such a positive feeling
yeah, yeah,
that you get kind of addicted to it. You want to. It's like these notifications which come on
yeah,
social media.
yeah,
They
yeah,
You get addicted to seeing that going up. Of course, when it goes down, you feel sad, but
yeah.
you also want to see the kid winning.
Yeah. So, see, Sagar, I think that diverts the entire purpose of why a parent is traveling with the kid, right? So
Hmm.
it's not just because the kid is a minor you're traveling, right? You're traveling because the kid has to understand that no, win or loss, there is somebody to love you, and then tomorrow you can go back and fight, right?
Hmm.
So that particular game doesn't matter at all, right? And then the engine evaluation going up and down for a young kid, how does it matter,
Right.
right? So yeah, so I would say safe to avoid, and then do something else more prudent. At least have a walk. You're in a new country. The country offers a lot of great things. Right, go get some fresh air, or make new friends in the venue. Right, or go eat some good food, or visit a museum.
Hmm.
So the multiple things to do.
You said something very important here. Win or lose, the parent is always there to love you. If you give this feeling to your kid, how easy is it to do this? Because parents often are worried about this two things. One is, of course, to give this love and to be there, but they're always worried that they are not guiding their kid enough to go in the right direction. So if they think if we don't intervene and don't tell them that what they are doing wrong, then they won't, they might be going in the wrong direction. So
Yeah.
this creates a constant
Yeah.
kind of tug of war in the mind of a
Yeah.
parent, I feel. No.
Yeah. Yeah. So see, Sagar, I think few days back I met a very, very senior. See, I'm also into voluntary service to for mentally distressed people. This that I have a lot of personal passion, right? So in that area, recently I met somebody who's extremely senior in the
Mm.
industry, but even thinking of taking his own life. So see, success is not winning the game. Success is the kid enjoying the game. If
Mm.
the kid loves the game, enjoys the game, then your long-term success is assured. So maybe, right? I think if you go to the next slide, I would have told what are the possible goals that you can have. I would have given a big picture. So I think
Mm.
as a parent, it's not just winning, right? If we have some goals and then why you are playing chess, then it can be helpful. So see, this is purely Sagar, um, why we started, right? So my perspective of why we played chess, right? So to me, uh, see, I put Srimanatha Kulpricha here because he's from Southeast Asia. See, 1937 born.
Who is
So why
he?
he is a rated player, FIDE rated player, 1700, 1800, right? Some
Okay.
80-year-old. So he plays in this region. He sometimes comes to
Uh,
Singapore and plays. So
uh,
hands will be shaking, all these things. So I was having no idea to put Siddharth or Tarini in chess. So my kids, right? So, but when I went to Federation and then played chess, I understood, see, chess is an ageless game,
mm.
right? And later, when I went to Europe also to play chess, so I remember, no, in Newcastle, one very old grandfather telling, he was coming in a wheelchair. He told, as long as my brain works, as long as my eyes work, I will play chess. He told. Sometimes even if the eyes don't work, we play chess, right?
Right.
So if you go back to that slide, so see the uh, it is you are giving a lifelong friend to your child,
Mm.
right? Like for example, right, tomorrow I won't be there, right? Many of the people who come in a kid's life won't be there, but the game will be there
Right.
till the end of their life, right? In today's world where no things are getting more and more lonely, you are leaving a permanent friend. So that's one very big goal that every parent can give to a kid.
Mm.
Also, chess also becomes like a global address for the kid, right? Say I worked in UK for some time. Accidentally, one of my team members, right, I was going to eat Somalian food because it's cooked for more than 24 hours and then it's great vegetarian food. So I was having lunch with her and then she casually asked, "Oh, Jaga, your son is a chess player." So I said, "Yes, see, because I have a big mouth, I keep telling everybody about this." So she told, "Hey, I am also a sportsman." I thought, okay, maybe something, right? She plays Scrabble or what? What's the big deal? Then she told me I represent, she was reporting to me, mind you, soccer. So
Uh,
she told me I represented Spain in field hockey, Olympics. Then
wow.
I was shocked. I told Sandra, what are you telling? She told my mother also represented. And then she told the beauty of sport is, Jaga, you come to UK, you have to search for people, right, to socialize. And but your son comes to UK, he can go to a club,
Yes.
start
Yes.
playing chess. He has 10 friends already. He told this is his global address.
True.
So
I
then
completely agree with
yeah,
you. I actually
yeah,
recently went to Canada, and there are so many people there waiting to help. I mean, in the
yes,
candidates and
yes,
everything around it, only because of chess. So, yeah,
yes,
this is brilliant.
yes. So lifelong friend you are leaving for your kid, it becomes a global address for the kid.
Right.
So what more, right? The specific game, whether it's one or not, of course it's important, but it's I would say it's one of the targets only, not the
Mm.
main goal, right?
And
So
you mentioned this last point. If we are supremely lucky, can we turn the kid to a sportsman?
yeah,
What does
yeah.
that mean?
See the uh, like see when a 7-year-old kid is trying to do a stage play first time, you cannot think he will become a Shah Rukh Khan, right? As a parent,
Mm.
and you cannot force him to have a six pack and become a Shah Rukh. So the idea is to make him enjoy a stage play,
Mm.
become a good performer, get some claps, and then build some confidence out of it. It's a very long journey. If the parent thinks at the very first step, no, oh my God, no, my son should be a chess player because I'm spending 10,000 rupees per month or whatever, then it's very dangerous,
Mm.
right? So right, you are not giving enough time for the kid to explore his own interest. So I would rather say chess, being a good friend, chess being a global address is a very good start for a parent, right? Already there are a lot of good quick wins compared to thinking, oh, I should make my son a champion. At age
Mm.
5, the parent decides, okay, he'll be next Gukesh in the world.
Right.
So then that is, it's okay to have that dream as a parent, but keep it within your heart. Right? You show
Mm.
it to your kid, it can backfire.
I think this is a very important point you mentioned because I have many parents who come and say that we are taking this sort of path where we are investing so heavily. We don't know if our kid is talented enough that we should continue doing this.
Yeah.
And I think these 2 points which you mentioned are already, the parents can feel like we've already
Yes,
gained something by
yes,
investing this.
already gained.
Mm.
Already gained. So I think, see, this is my personal experience. I feel we've gained a lot, right? Forget Siddharth getting grandmaster title or what. What if he has not got it also?
Right.
Still, I think we have gained a lot from chess. That's my
Mm.
genuine feeling, Sagar. Maybe if you go to the next slide, see
Yeah.
this big picture I have expanded into some kind of. Sorry, see, I spent only 1 hour to organize the thoughts.
No, no, this is great.
Feel free to. Okay. So, see, what were my chess goals as a parent, right? So,
Mm.
one is the big picture. I saw it in this order of priority, right? I had, so of course, right? I didn't put it on day one, right? When
Yes. This is
so
evolving.
over a period of time, it evolved, right? First one is improved mental health. See, current world situation,
Mm.
right? Kids are going through a lot of stress, not just adults, right? So many things happening around the world, right? So chess as a game, I believe that no, I think it's proven on the table that no, it can improve the mental health well-being of the kid, provided we don't put pressure on results all the time on the kid, right? So that's one goal. And then I also tend to believe the second priority, right? When you develop a love for a sport, then you also develop love for a lifetime, right? You start loving life and then you start enjoying things.
Mm.
The chances are you may not be very successful, right? So that's also one of the goals, maybe, but you'll be a very much happier person. So I feel improved mental health, okay, love for the sport is then, and then a quick win, right? You're staying away, the kid is staying away
Yes,
from
this
gadgets, away
this I
from
feel is
this.
a huge thing with chess
Yes.
because in the present day when we are constantly being attracted to phones, social
Yeah.
media, uh,
Yeah.
I see kids sitting on the chessboard for long hours. This is very valuable.
Definitely, definitely. So if we can go back, so I think we'll go through the
Yes, international
so
exposure you mentioned.
international exposure, right?
Yeah.
So chess gives you an opportunity to meet all kinds of people, go to new countries, experience a lot of new things. And how about bonding, right?
So
So
this is
if I'm our
do you
it's
think this happens the bonding or many times it also creates some kind of tension between the parents and kids because I do see a lot of parents having a nice, I mean of course you're spending more time but also it creates some kind of tension no at the end of the day.
yeah, see Sagar, I've been a devil and also a god to Siddharth. So let me be honest to you, right?
Mm.
When I attach myself to assume, right, that month I spent a lot, I'm not working. And when I attach to myself too much to his results, definitely I'm not a good parent, right? Whereas some of the cases in Grenke, for example, when he got his first IM norm,
I think you mentioned
uh,
about this no in one of the
yeah,
slides.
sometime later, yeah.
Mm.
So when he got his first IM norm, right, I was not bothered about what he's playing also.
Mm.
I kept my phone away and I went and bought local vegetables from the German market.
Ah.
I was kicking, in fact, I gave it to Dr. Rajinikanth. Also, many of the parents, they said, how come, right, cooked an Indian meal from the local vegetables? So I really enjoyed myself. And then I think it also had an impact on his results because he saw
Mm.
me not being too attached to his results. You see, what I'm trying to tell is there is a way to guide the kid when they're already on the battlefield, right? Don't tell them shoot left or shoot right, right? So I'm a Henrik Carlson fan. I think in
Mm.
one of your interviews, he already told when the kid is already giving his best on the board, what more do you expect, right? Why are you getting disappointed with the kid? So it can be counterproductive.
Correct.
I would say that chess travels and then the time together between the parent and the kid is very, very precious because before we realize the kid will grow up
Mm.
and then they'll leave the nest, right? They'll have their own life. So why don't we keep it as a permanent investment, right? So
Mm.
just build the bond with your kid
Right.
regardless of the result. So I'm not telling we should, you know what I mean, cuddle
Yes.
them so much so that they're not taking the game seriously. But bonding is a bigger opportunity in a
Mm.
chess chat.
Do you
Okay.
think any time this way that it also depends on the kid a bit, how they are. Like, I see some kids are very naturally inclined towards working hard, to giving their all to the game, but there are some who do not give their best. uh, I'm not sure, like, is it
Yeah, yeah,
something
got it. Yeah,
that
yeah.
happens because of the kid itself, or is it the parent who's perceiving it this way?
Perceiving it, this see, that's nature, right, Sagar? See, if I can recollect an example, again, it's a deep question you're asking. See, assume we have Amazon rainforest, right? You or me draw a line, and then we call a cheetah, we call a rat, we call a elephant, we call a lion, we call a whatever, right? And then we say now whoever runs the fastest is the winner. See, it's a very unfair race. What I'm trying to tell is every kid is very different and they're very unique and they're very special. As a parent, your fundamental duty is not to make them run the fastest, right? See, you're not a machine, right? It's a human to human interaction. You need to understand their unique value, right? See, I've seen some parents, right? Sometimes I go back with tears, right? They say, "Hey, my kid is autistic." There, you know what I mean, right? Chess has been a curative element for them, and it has been transformational experience for them. So, like Prak's dad once said it long back in one interview, he said that no, he don't compare two kids' progress, right? It's very destructive. So I'm talking several years back. So I would say you have your own yardstick. Of course, some kids will perform very well, some kids will not perform so well, but then it's your personal journey between you, your coach, and the kid. You work it out without comparison with others. So
Got it.
definitely. So I think already told lifelong friend,
Yeah.
right? Titles if lucky, Sagar, and then
Lucky titles, and if lucky, some rewards from chess.
yeah,
That were the
yeah,
goal. They are like, it may or may not come. You were always aware
yes,
of this.
yes. So and then last point, right? Point not 1% of the kids break through, right? And then they become top world, top 100 or whatever, right? So, but that should never be the focus at the start of the journey, right? Like the famous grandmaster coach, right? Vladimir Chuchilo, he teaches strategic balance, right? Because once I was very tensed. I told Sid was growing up, and then how come, right? Will there be any? He was sitting on 2400 rating for quite some time. Then I told, what is happening, Chuchilo, right? Is he becoming a theoretician? So much of learning, but not. Then he told, chess will take care of itself. So, right, as long as the kid works hard, you cannot bring this kind of yardstick telling that, oh, my son should be so and so in the next 1 year or this or that, right? So he told, if he is ready, he will break through in a matter of 3 4 months. That's what has happened, right? If you look at Siddharth's last 5 months, I think it have got so much good performances and become a grandmaster immediately because maybe he was getting ready for it. So yeah, we cannot force an end outcome on a young kid at the beginning of a journey.
You
Again, my
also
yeah,
mentioned that if the point 7 and 8 supersede everything else, then it'll create a lot of problems.
havoc only. See how many kids are playing. See, every week you are part of tournaments, and then no, chess is now a big wave, right? In India, China, all these regions,
Right.
so many kids are coming through, right? And if they don't go through it in a priority order, I'm not telling 7 and 8 are not priorities, right? Because life is also an interesting experience when you have bigger goals. But if you have only 7 and 8 as goals, the 1 and 6, which is even more important, you lose sight of it. So
Correct.
come to 7 and 8 when the kid is ready, but enjoy 1 and 6 in your initial steps. That's what I
Or
feel.
maybe can we put it this way? If you focus on 1 to 6, 7 and
Yeah,
8 might have
will
higher
naturally
chances of
happen. Higher
following.
chances, naturally. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next one. This is a very beautiful slide you made.
Oh,
I
is it
don't know how
okay?
you made this in 1 hour, but it's
Very
the trip
fast.
down a memory lane.
Yeah.
So Siddharth is born in 2006, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Uh,
2007 March is he was
seven,
born.
seven.
Yeah,
Yeah. So 2013, he must be 6 years old.
6.5 years. So
Yeah.
Sagar, maybe right. See, I put this slide just for me to. It's like a memory jogger
Right.
for me to see because I think many parents can. empathize and then reflect, because their journeys will also be very similar, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because, so see 2013, see, since I told, right, sorry, since I told I had some interest in chess, right? I used to call Siddharth many times when he was 4 years, 5 years old to
Mm.
play chess, but he'll say, "Hey, I'm coming," and then he'll run away. So, so I never forced him. I was waiting for an opportunity. If he can bring that slide, interest.
Ah, sure.
So, um, so what happened is, right, the miracle happened when Anand and Carlsen World Championship happened in Chennai.
Oh.
So, and the game will be happening every day evening after office. I'll come sit in one corner and I'll be watching commentary, right? And I think Tani and Sachdev emoted so well. So when
Mm.
Anand was not doing so well, no, she was like almost little. So I really enjoyed the commentary.
Right.
So I was watching. So every day he'll run behind me, look at it, and then he'll think, what is more important to my dad than me, right? What is this nonsense happening in this house? So after seventh or eighth round, he stopped at me and asked, what is happening? I told, see, this is World Championship. That too happening in Chennai, and this is so big. And then he asked, hey, can I also play chess?
Mm.
So I didn't want him to start with a loss, right? What if he runs away? So I wanted to give him some victory. So what I did, we went to chess.com. I will make one move, Siddharth will make, there will be a real opponent, right? I will make one move, Siddharth will make one move.
Mm.
Usually the opponents are less rated, right? So whatever mistake he does, I will cover up. And then the end, if the result is positive, I'll say, Siddharth, because you played so well, we won the game.
Mm.
So he started building some confidence, right? He started asking, can we play all night this set? Because tournament is also World Championship was going on.
Mm.
Then we used to have full roasted chicken, all these things. I made it like a party atmosphere for him,
Nice.
so that no, he never runs back from chess again. So that's how it started, Sagar.
Beautiful.
Then 2013 to 15, feel free to intervene and ask questions during this journey.
No, no, no. This is
So
wonderful. So he
yeah,
started getting interested. I'm very
yeah,
interested in this Gukesh in Singapore
yes, yes,
advice
coming to
and
it.
personal view.
Coming to it. See, I don't know who Gukesh was that time, right? Who Dr. Rajnikant was also. He's, can I say, one of my mentors inside the chess circle now. If I privately message him, just like you, he also gets back. I'm very thankful for what he has done to me all along. 2015, Gukesh was 9 years old. So he comes to Singapore to play, I think, Asian Under 9 Championship. That's where he got his candidate master title.
Mm.
Okay. So Gukesh, like Siddharth also in his interview told that, no, he last round I drew with Gukesh, but it was a mercy draw because he wanted the title. He gave me
Yes.
draw, right?
Yes.
So at the end of the event, right? See, that's the greatness of, see, the kid is also a world champion material, also because of the dad's, can I say, large heart, right? He doesn't compare and push the kid negatively, right? He actually contributes to other parents. So he came to me and then he told, your son seems to understand how to manage the pieces, right? Because when my son was attacking, he's able to bring defenses. Though you are playing only within Singapore, there is some chance that he has some potential. That's what he told.
Mm.
Then I stopped Gukesh. See, Gukesh was winning one already, and then he's going back, right? Then under 8 ASEAN was happening next week. Then I asked Gukesh, hey, Gukesh, do you have any advice? See, 9-year-old boy and then 35-year-old. Then he was big guys, right? Then he was looking blank here, there. 2 minutes, he didn't say anything. And then he told me this brilliant quote, which I even now tell my family, right? I was shocked. He told, okay, uncle, ask Siddharth to make all the opponents sit for 3.5 hours on the board. They will lose by themselves.
Oh.
See, from a 9-year-old telling
That's
that,
all.
no, okay, yeah, it was, see, really a big advice, right?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Then I looked at Dr. Rajnikant. He told, sir, yes, sir, all the games, he's the one who will come last and sweep the floor and come out, right? That's his um attitude.
Mm.
So, I think Gukesh was that kind of material. See, recently also, right, when I followed candidates, see, Prag is also close to my heart. I felt so sad for Prag because I believe, see, I'm not a great chess player, right? I'm chess novice. I believe anybody who attacks Gukesh King will lose. See, he has the same, it's a natural gift for him, right? He has a strange ability to, you know what I mean, allow the opponent to come to the maximum extent possible towards him and then harp on the weaknesses and then go for the kill. I think that happened. So if you have to attack Gukesh, it has to be like what Anish Giri did in one of the game, right? Punch him in the stomach, right? I think in one of the games he broke the center. If you
Mm.
attack the king, it may not have. So I think this kid is blessed. And the even better blessing is Dr. Rajinikanth, right? So
Mm.
I think they crossed our journey
Mm.
in 2015. I would say, Sagar, I think we might not have pursued chess seriously if not for meeting both of them.
Very interesting.
Yes. See, because after that, right, whenever I had clarifications, I used to call Dr. Rajnikant, right, what to do next, this, that. And he was always kind,
Hmm.
and then he supported me. See,
Wow.
2015 was like that. Siddharth never played outside, so just Singapore. It was a small local player, right? And then 2016, 17, I thought it's time to have a coach, right? And
Hmm.
then I searched, and then I found I am Naveen Khanna.
How did you find him? Because Naveen Khanna, I don't know if he trains a lot, but I think you were with him for quite some time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah. See, brother, it's like marriage, right? So I would have spoken to 20 coaches. See, though Siddharth could have been coached by anybody.
Right.
So the parental interest, I would have at least reached out to 20 coaches, had calls with them just to understand the appetite. See, Naveen came across to me as a very simple human being. And then my assessment of Naveen was all his chess he played inside India. See, to become an
Hmm.
international master just by playing inside India, which was such a strong chess nation, right? And with less opportunities during his time, I thought this is something really special. So, and then he was very humble. Then we started coaching with him to see how this goes. And then I thought, no, see, coach should also be very personal. Then I invited Naveen to come to our house, stay for 2-3 weeks in
Hmm.
Singapore.
Hmm.
So my goal to Naveen was, Naveen, you eat, sleep, right? When you feel great inspiration, then you call Siddharth. I told he is not
Oh.
ready for coaching yet, but whatever you speak to him should be inspiration. So we had a great bonding. That's why I attended Naveen's when Naveen was getting married in Chennai. I went all the way to attend his marriage. This that.
Hmm.
So Sagar, my point is the bond between the coach, parent, and the trust the parent has on the coach, and then the impact the coach has on the kid is very, very important. So
Yeah,
I think
it's
Naveen,
so.
yeah,
I think in the present day, I'm seeing this that actually finding a good coach has become so difficult because all the good coaches are so busy because they have so many students lined up. And then you are all the time as a parent thinking, either I have to trust someone who's not done it before, or I have to trust the coach who has done this before but does not have enough time.
yeah, yeah.
It's a
See,
tricky situation.
very tricky situation. See, when the kid is young, especially till the kid is 12 years old, parenting is the only job that cannot be outsourced, right?
Hmm.
So even if you don't know chess, you are still a chess parent to the kid. So you have to choose who the coach is,
Right.
what their appetite is, how much time they can spend with the kid, and then whether it will be financially viable for you. Sometimes, no, I see some parents very, very humble salary they get, but then they pay a lot to the coaches, and then
Right.
that can lead to frustrations, right? Then
Yeah.
they look for results. So it can be a negative spiral. So you don't have to stretch outside your means.
Hmm.
Do what you can, but then have a good bonding. So that is 2013 to 17 it happened. And then
What is the
2018,
GM Okhotnik effect?
yeah, coming to that. See, again, right, around 2018, so Siddharth was also, say, 10 years, 11 years old. Then I called Dr. No, no, actually, Dr. Rajnikant called me once. And then he told,
Hmm.
what are you doing? Like that. See, that time we were close. Then I asked, oh, yes, sir, he's playing here, there. I told, I don't see him much competitions, he told. Then I told what to do. He told, see, unless your son plays 2 weeks, prepares 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks to events, 2 weeks preparation, and then it goes in a cycle for a few months. You won't realize whether he's a player or not, right? Whether he is capable of it or not. He told you better give him the opportunity. See, Sagar, reflect on it. He's
Hmm.
we are nobody to him, but
Right.
that is his heart, right?
Right.
I don't have to over appreciate anybody for the sake of appreciating, right? I'm not telling it because Kukesh is great now. Rajani is even more greater. So he told me you have to put Siddharth in a situation where he can succeed and then see whether he's ready for it or not. Then I said, wow, what to do? Then then Rajinikanth got me admission in Velamal school for a year,
Ah.
where Siddharth had flexibility. I went all the way to Chennai and then put Siddharth in Velamal. And that's when 2018, right? I left my job.
This
My
was a
wife
this was
said,
a big thing, right? Because I don't
very
think
big.
Siddharth had such a high rating also at that point. Did he?
Nothing, sir.
Hmm.
Nothing, not a high rating at all. And I left my job. And then we start. See, this is again a very important lesson, right? Some people do, right? You can have a PhD degree, but if you don't know your subject, you are still a failure. So if you can you have a high FIDE rating, but if you don't enjoy chess and if you are not a good player, you're also hopeless. So I feel strengthening is very important. When we took a 6 month break, right, I think thanks to good advice, right, so I first went to India. Resilience trip, right? We played IAFL, two tournaments, Delhi Open, Chennai Open. By the time we came back, Siddharth was barely walking. He was thinking, what is this, right? It can just be so hard.
Because
Serious.
there is
Yeah.
one thing which also happens is that you want your kid to really face fire so that he can improve, but you
Yeah.
also don't want to kind of burn him down, right?
Yes,
Because
correct.
then the entire enthusiasm is lost.
100% Sagar. That's why if you go back to the slide, the candy was immediately given.
Ah,
So
okay.
our first Europe trip followed after the India trip, where we
Mm.
went to Villas, right? In February was like snowing there.
Mm.
And that was also my first Europe trip. So the entire 2018 we were playing after that. So Europe he played great chess. Problem is I spent $7,000 and then I took him. And then very first game against 1,400 he drew. And then I was a little bit, I was thinking, what is this, right? Something is happening wrong. And then fortunately, see, this is again my view, right? I don't know how Siddharth thinks about it, right? The parental journey, right? So we fortunately met GM Vladimir Okotnik, right? Veteran chess player, and he was also a part of the tournament. Then he said, I have written a book, right? And then if you want 30 euros, you can. So I said, okay, I'll definitely get the book from you, but can you also come to a room, spend some time with our son?
Ah.
So then Okotnik came, we had some 50 euros only, right? For 1 hour session. And then he gave few puzzles. And then when Siddharth started solving some of the puzzles, right? Okotnik appreciated. Wow, this is great. This, that. See, those words, right? Mark the Sagar, those words were the turning point for Siddharth doing so well in the tournament, rest of the tournament. It gave him immense confidence, I think. Right. So that is why when we criticize our kid, my learning was, right, you should always talk to them about what is the best you. You cannot talk to them about why are you failing. Why are you failing is not a constructive discussion. So Okotnik played a part there. Then I think he had success. Then he played many European tournaments. Then I got a bit greedy, right? So in between, we went for Grand K Open, where Sagar, that I was also playing that time, right? So I thought I should share my thing. We see big mistake. If you're going for an international event as a parent, take your kid. Don't try to save that $100 by going the last moment to the tournament. Go 1 day before. Take rest. Pay that $100, right? Let the kid be well rested. So 3 p.m. the tournament is starting. I am going and reaching Grand K like 11 a.m. Both of us are shaky. And then when I played my first game in category B, Sagar, what happened is that E4, C6,
Oh, that knight d6
D4,
mate.
that happened. Five movement
Oh.
happened to me. I quietly left the hall. Five movement. So imagine the embarrassment, right? So, Sagar, you won't believe, I see category B also had 450 players. I finished third
Oh.
after losing. So, largely because, right, from second round onwards, I used to go to the main hall where all these elites, right, Levon Aronian, Vishwanathan Anand also played that year. Carlson. So I used to look at them and then I used to think, right, nonsense. We are playing at least 3 4 hours. Whatever we know, we should show on the board. And I think I won 6 games in a row. All were 1,800 players. That time I was 1,200.
Wow.
See, sometimes, right, you can bring your best out for several reasons. So, and I also made one very interesting observation where I became Levon Aronian fan. When all the elite players were introduced on the stage, right? So others were sitting and focusing on, okay, my game is going to start, and then, right, Levon and Aronin is the only one who clap for everybody. See, he's that touchy feely crowd puller kind of a leader, I would say, right, in chess. That's why he's so much needed. He humanizes chess, according to me, in a big way, right? He's a fan favorite. So I thought, okay, Levon Aronian, right, we should definitely. So all those experiences. By the end of Grand K, this at the end of 2018, rating is already bloated. Siddharth became world number one for under 11, all these things.
Yes.
Then I think, right, headweight. I think, oh, maybe we go further. Then I give him an artificial target. I tell him, by end of 2018, you should be an FM 2300 rated. See, Sagar, is this needed? That FM doesn't. So, see, right, that's the stupidity. So that pressure led him, you know what I mean, right? To push for games that he's not winning. Sometimes also try to, you know what I mean. There are many things that happen, and then there are
Yes.
many. I think that's when I connected with you, right, for some
This
counseling also.
this
Yeah,
goal setting in a way feels very right at the time because it feels like you are making progress. It feels like you have a direction. But sometimes wrong goals can put a lot of wrong things in the mind of the player.
stupid goals can be set if you don't understand how chess happens. So you see,
Hmm.
the journey of chess for every player, right? Few exceptions apart, is sinusoidal. Right? When a player jumps from 1900 to 2200 rating, as a parent, as a coach, you should expect them to shed some rating and then bounce back. If
Hmm.
you say now you came to see, the kid runs right uphill and then reaches the top of a small hill, breathless, and then you say now you jump to another hill because you're already here, right? It's only 1 kilometer above, or it can be disastrous. So that's what I did. So we should be prepared for. So what I should have done is been ready to welcome him when he falls down and then
Hmm.
help him bounce back. So setting a, I think this is a very wrong target to set, especially when the kid is having an accelerated rating floor. The parents should watch out, not push them further. So it's a, I think, very fine line, Sagar.
Correct. Very
So
important.
I think violated it. 2018 happened that way.
Hmm.
See, 2019 I took even more risks. I shifted to UK. Right,
Yes.
by the time,
Was it for
so
chess or was it for your work?
sir, purely for chess. So
Purely for
for
chess. But to
purely,
shift to UK, and why did you feel that UK had a better culture? You could have also gone to some other, let's say, Eastern European country or something like that, where there
yeah,
was
see,
more chess
Singapore was
culture.
great. Singapore was great. We had support, but as you know, right, Singapore had less tournaments. We had to always travel out. Every time there is jet lag, and then it's very expensive. Then I thought, okay, why not stay outside somewhere and then work and then try to support him. So
Hmm.
that's how I approached it. I went for one third of my salary on a contract. See, I was in a very senior position, reporting to a chief technology officer in an insurance company. One third of that salary I went to UK, just because it gives a lot of face time for Siddharth to play chess, right?
Hmm.
But I don't regret it. See, it was a financial disaster for the family that we went to UK. Me and Siddharth, the rest of the family, wife and daughter were in Singapore.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
The
this phase of
Yes,
yours.
and you encouraged me. I think I remember you pinged me once voluntarily, telling, Jaga, you are doing this. That Siddharth is hit 2400 rating, and then no, out of nowhere he is blooming, and you encouraged me to go even further.
Hmm.
So why he improved, I'll tell you, Sagar. So it's very important. See, UK, right, especially the place we stayed, we went to a 100-year-old chess club called Harrow Chess Club. Okay, it has been run by a great administrator called Neville Chan,
Hmm.
right? So every other day, Siddharth had some, can I say, club games with the decent players. So it gives you a constant encouragement, right? And then there is no pressure because it's not a federated tournament or whatever. So constantly in touch with chess. That is one thing. Next one is, right, when Neville Chan draw. I remember many times when Neville Chan drops us in our house, everything is broke financially, everything, right? But Neville will pull his bonnet and then take a book, right, some chess magazine, and then say, right, hey, this is Magnus Carlsen. One day you'll become like that.
Wow.
See, to a kid, no, this kind of encouragement, right, positive reinforcement will really make them feel like, wow, I am the actually. So the chess culture, right, encouraging the kids to succeed and then celebrating their success as their own success, right? Even now, me and Siddharth are honorary chess members in
Hmm.
Harrow Chess Club. We are very kind to that club. Club has also been very kind to us. So I think Siddharth got his first IM nom cross 2400 largely because he was in that kind of a culture at that point in time,
Hmm.
right? But I couldn't hold it financially anymore. Cannot be separated from family beyond a point. Ultimately we have to come back to home, right? Then we came back home, right? The Again, when I came back home, Siddharth, right, already 2400 rated this set. So again, see, the mistake I did previous year, pushing him for FM title, same mistake I did here also. I told, if you are a good player, you should be able to go and succeed anywhere. He said
Hmm.
yes, definitely yes, right, to impress the father. Then I told, there is a Gujarat tournament, there is this and that. See, heavy bashing, 2400 rated 12-year-old, and then you can imagine AL Mutaya with 2200 rating, and right, hungry and So many, you know what I mean, right? Giants with low rated in India, and not, he's very jet lagged also. I sent him, right. It was meaning it was very bad parental decision. So he
Mm.
lost 60 rating points. Is that right? Because he right. Many things happened, and then immediately COVID hit Sagar. So then another 2 years, everything stopped. So we thought,
Mm.
yeah, end of the journey. So till 2021, luckily again 2021 you intervened, right? You spoke about Vladimir Chuchilov's camp. You sent the notification to me, and then you told, hey, Siddharth may benefit from it. We attended the camp. Then I asked you, can Chuchilo be a coach? Right? Chuchilo is a great coach, and Siddharth is not, right? He's just an upcoming player. You told, no, I can speak to Chuchilo, and somehow you arranged Chuchilo as a coach. I would say those 2 years were great benefit, right?
Mm.
Because you know Chuchilo's strengths, right? He even trained Karwana Anishgiri. And I think it was a, though COVID period, Siddharth's opening strength, I think all the players acknowledge these days that no, I think Siddharth's opening all round awareness is very good. I
Mm.
think thanks to Chuchilo, I think Chuchilo made a big contribution. And then when the foundation is set, naturally, right, results will come. So I think the last 2 years, he crossed the IM title and then the GM title, Saga. So this has been the overall journey.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
this is.
especially Sagar last 2 3 years, right? We had a, you know what I mean, new leadership taking over Singapore Chess Federation, where
Mm.
we had GM Kevin and then GM Thomas Luther, GM Andrew Kahn. See, it's a trio, right? Three grandmasters. See, but most federations do admin jobs.
Mm.
Here, the federation does a very active training job, and
Yes.
then no, they take ownership of the players' performance. If Siddharth makes a quick draw, right, they will call and say, "Sorry, this is not acceptable." Right? You have to fight till then. So I think that kind of positive pressure from a federation also really help. It's like an elder brother type of
Mm.
scenario. We really benefited because after Chuchilo, last 2 years there is no coach for Siddharth. It's only the federation training sessions
Wow.
and display.
That's
So we
amazing.
survived through it. So thankful to them really. So this is in essence the overall journey. And
What about this Hungary experience? Can you tell us? It's about Laszlo, who's well known for first Saturday events, and also Simple Hungary Life. I am Rathanvel.
oh, okay. So
Yeah.
see, sir, again, Sagar, life is a humbling experience, right? So I think Nagy organizes GM Norm events. Like, can I say 40 years
Yeah, I think
now?
so. Many years.
So
Yeah.
yeah, many years.
He's
And
called the Mr. First Saturday.
Mr. First Saturday,
Yeah.
and see, he's not going to make a million out of this, right? So it's a service according to me.
Mm.
So I used to spend a lot of time with Nagy because when the kid is playing, what else you do, right? Nagy will sit outside and then he will tell, right? See, my mother was a Jew, and then she was in that Second World War scenario. So he will talk to me about the value of getting one proper meal and
Mm.
how important it is. And then no, his life story, this that. It's very humbling because sometimes you can have a lot of dollars in your pocket, maybe in a big job, this that. Sometimes you meet these kinds of people, and then understand that no, people can live a very fruitful life by being very simple. I
True.
also had a great experience with I am Ratnavel, and then I think also Ajay Krishna is also international master now. See, this
Mm.
is just after COVID. We were playing 5 6 tournaments together. These two boys, right? They used to have pickle bottles and then some ready-made stuff. And then how can a human body accept a pickled rice for 6 weeks? And how are you going to perform on the board? Then I asked them, right? Are you crazy or what? You're not able to eat outside food. So what do you think, right? Your brain will do magic, but if you eat pickled rice, is it? I scolded them. Then they told we don't know cooking. See, cooking is very simple, right? Thanks to my wife, she taught me some basics, right? You go buy local chicken, local vegetables. It's not costly at all. 3 4 euros, you get it. Come back and then make a simple meal. So those 5 6 weeks, whatever
Mm.
I prepared for Siddharth, I shared with those
Wow.
two boys also. They became
Beautiful.
very close, Sagar. I think especially I'm very fond of Ratnavel. See, he should have been a grandmaster
Yeah.
couple of years back itself, right? 2499 he came the set.
Correct.
His humble nature, the kind of challenges he faced in his life, all this. So very inspirational to me, even though I'm in touch with them.
Mm.
So if we keep an open mind, not just look at kids' performance, then you start seeing people like Nagy, start seeing people like Ratnavel. Assume I'm very tensed about Sid only performing. I
Mm.
will not give attention to Ratnavel, right? There is no way to build a beautiful relationship with others. So that's why I'm telling. As a parent, don't just keep your kids' chess goal as a target, right? If you
Mm.
can open up your mind, beauty will happen. And Ratnavel is the one who told me it's not too difficult for Siddharth to bounce back. I'm seeing his game. You
Mm.
know what I mean, right? So you are not expecting it, but then help is coming from some corner.
But I also
So
feel it's like you are always open to helping others, and I think that's natural, yeah, that others also help you. I think you always kept that thing in your life.
chicken and egg situation, Sagar. See, when we started the MKG scholarship, right? 50,000 is nothing, no? Anybody can donate. Why I did that is because that time I was also having some financial stress. I thought, no, hey, when you give, you will receive
Mm.
through some corner, right? Something, right? So I think when we started giving, we started getting enhanced jobs. I don't know, right? So maybe that's the law of the universe or whatever, right? So when you're suffering, don't go down. Actually, rise your level up.
Nice.
So think bigger. So that's how I thought, right? Oh, right. Let's find. I think that time Priyanka and a couple
Mm.
of others were under real stress. Priyanka's dad passed away. I heard, right? Something happened.
Right.
So we thought, oh, we'd make a small contribution, right? I don't know, you'll publish it, this, that. So, but then we benefited.
Mm.
Somehow God gave us back a lot more gifts actually. So that's my personal view of things, right? So when you take, I'll not say take care, right? When you have an open heart, you end up gaining much more than what you're giving. It's true, right, Sagar? I think you've seen it in your
Yeah,
own
yeah,
personal life.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But like sometimes bad experiences close you down. And I think, as you rightly said, when things don't go right, maybe it's important to sort of step up rather than sort of shut yourself down.
Yeah. See, there is a very famous CEO I reported to in one of my previous companies.
Mm.
Okay, his wife one day came and told me, I have a dream of becoming, this is a real story, right? We cannot fake anything while speaking to you. She told, so I have a dream of becoming a politician. She was even, can I say, British Labour Minister some at some point in time, right? I don't want to name him for confidentiality
Sure.
reasons. So he's a kind of a guy, you show a desert to him, he'll build a Dubai out of it. That kind of visionary, right? Multi-million dollar salaried uh, type of personality. And Sushil always is about having an open heart, and then, you know what I mean, walking that extra mile and all these things. I think, see, when we do something good, right, we sit on the shoulders of people who are much, much better than us. And then you are also seeing far, Sagar. So but thanks to those good associations.
Beautiful, beautiful. And here you've kind of summarized your general learnings from the timeline. What's for lunch
Okay.
approach. That is
See,
the
the
magic.
timeline, right? So
Yeah.
timeline has many learnings. So see, if you have to extract some of the lessons
Mm.
as a as a parent, see, what's for lunch approach is always helpful. My son always performed outstandingly well when he traveled with his mother
Mm.
because she doesn't watch chess. So when he comes out, her question is, hey, what do you want to have for dinner? It's as simple as that. So for Siddharth, life is very simple, straightforward. Outstanding performances have happened. GM, everything happened when she was with him, right? Not, I'm not
Mm.
telling I was a detriment to his progress, but she was more powerful largely because of the power of love, right? What
Mm.
does the kid want? Focus
Mm.
on that. Okay. And do not set artificial targets. I've given you two examples.
Sure.
After becoming world number one, pushing him for FM unnecessarily. All these, yeah, be realistic. Understand the sinusoidal nature of chess growth, right? If the kid goes up, he'll have to come down.
Yes.
Kids like Gukesh Sagar, if you really watch, it may look like they actually went up, up, up. Not like that. They triple the number of tournaments they played per year,
Mm.
which means, right, their curve looks, you know what I mean? The sinusoidal wave is so, thin, you cannot understand it. But
Right.
if you look at the big picture, they also went through the ups and downs.
Yes.
So there is no escaping this kind of wave.
How do
Always,
you
yeah.
just to ask this question, Gukesh, or during that period, maybe let's say Prague, or for that matter, all these youngsters are inspirations. How do you avoid this comparison with them? Because you are learning from them, you are trying to sort of see which tournaments they are playing, and they are rising very rapidly, becoming GMs at 12. And then you look and you think, oh, we are now, let's say, 15 years old, but we've not yet hit GM title. How did you avoid that thing?
Okay, see, I'm guilty of making comparisons also. Let me be honest.
Mm.
And then that not working, right? So if you're a sincere parent, Sorry, this is auto switch.
Ah, okay.
So if you are a sincere parent, you will also learn to adapt and then learn along the way, right? If you have a fixed mindset, then you also cannot grow. So see, my observation is goal setting is very important. But goal setting is more like the North Star. Goal setting is not like he won his game today. Why didn't you win? Like, for example, right? So, apart from Gukesh, I know another excellent player who was, in fact, beating Gukesh in under
Hmm.
11 12, Nikhil Magandan. Absolute natural talent. I think because of pressure of performance or some personal reasons or whatever, he went out of the chess scene in a big way. So, it can really backfire, right? If you baseline yourself against immediate successes, right? Maybe he was right looking at the others are succeeding. Why am I not growing? That can North Star is important. Dr. Rajinikanth, when I remember when Gukesh was age 10, we met in a tournament, and then he was telling, "Hey, this Murzin Volodor and there is one more Russian player. These are the top two players, sir. I think they are great. Need a journey towards it." So that was his, right. And then when I met him in IAFL 2018, so I'm just recollecting, right? Because he's a very, very successful parent. So he told this Prag and Nihal, right? They seem to come from a different universe altogether. See, Gukesh was not at all remotely close to Prag and Nihal at that point, 2018, right? So, but the North Star was that Gukesh was not pushed to beat them, right? North Star. And then, thankfully, right, because of the North Star, when he became equal, it's also mutual positive pressure. Right? Both kids are performing well. I think that's how Indian chess scene is also
Hmm.
progressing. So, it's important to have heroes, right? But let the heroes not make us zeros. If you make one-on-one comparison, telling no, that guy is doing this way, you're not doing this way, it will be destructive. If you tell, okay, he has achieved that, can we also progress towards that? Then it may be helpful,
Hmm.
Sagar.
Interesting. Interesting.
So that positive friends very important, right? People
Hmm.
who advise, Rajinikanth is an example. So many people, right?
I think it's
Even
important to have a positive group outside, because I see many times parents sitting outside the tournament hall, and it can get very stressful, talking to each other. And I think there it's important to be in positive mindset.
positive mindset, and see what are you going to do with your, see, you're spending so much of time as a chess parent traveling, and why speak of low things, and right, see, it's also an emotion, no, see, I think you feel jealous about another kid's
Yes.
performance. It also creates a negative scenario, right? Whereas if you are positive about whether your kid is performing well or not, if you're positive about the overall scenario, the chances are people will come and teach you. Sagar, I think that's how you came and gave us many inputs, right, at various points without asking. Asim, I'm very closed and impossible person to deal with, right? Very, very focused on only my kid's success. Why will you even interact with me, right? You're a special person for the chess scene. You're doing so much content. Why will you want Jagadish? Why do you want to speak to me? So I think it's important to surround yourself with people who are positive, and you also should be a positive person, and then
Hmm.
also share meaningful information openly, right?
Correct.
By hiding
Correct.
information, nobody is going to gain anything.
Yes.
So that is one.
Hmm.
Okay, and then see, next point I wanted to share is, do not be a movie critic for your chess kid, right? So
Hmm.
recently, I don't want to name the person, right? There is a very, very strong 12-year-old performer from India. So
Hmm.
one of the world's best also, I would say. His dad was, see, because now I am having a 17-year-old, right? Now I've crossed the journey, so I know.
Hmm.
So he was telling, sir, my son, right, is not able to beat the opponent without creating a critical moment on the board. Brother, even Alexander Alekhin or the great Vladimir Kramnik was not able to do it. Beating an opponent without creating a critical moment on the board is a concept that not many grandmasters also understand, right? So when your son comes out, if you give this kind of criticism, right, telling, no, hey, this should have been a fight sequence, this should have been a romantic sequence. It's so easy to say, but it's extremely destructive, right?
Hmm.
Because they have to go through the process of learning it and then coming through it, right? It's so easy to give this kind of movie type of feedback. I find that very funny. We
Okay.
also discussed stay attached from follow chess,
Yeah.
detached from follow chess, right? And yeah,
And
and
parent
then
kid experience matters.
yes,
Time will not come
matters.
back. I think that's a very important point that you mentioned, because kids are growing fast, and also how you behave with them are some of the memories that they will take for their lifetime.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely right. It's one opportunity only. See, when my kids were younger, I was thinking forever they are going to be with me listening what I say, right?
Yeah.
When they were teens, it's a different experience. When they were adults, we will be seeing maybe once in a few months.
Hmm.
So then this is a golden opportunity. Make use of it as a parent. You'll
Beautiful.
definitely regret it if you don't build the bond when they're young. Okay.
You spoke about Levon Aronian moment, clapping for others.
Yeah.
Uh,
So Tarini being tweeted. See, I think I don't remember. Sunway said just the one commentator. She was great actually. Tarini every day she used to go and sit and then watch the commentary and then make something and give to her. She tweeted telling that no, hey, I saw this kind of an angel in a chess atmosphere. So that kind of, you know what I mean, love and care and
hmm.
share for a young kid. So a great moment for me.
Because also, when your daughter is traveling, many times she also needs some motivation to travel.
Yes, yes,
Yes, and
yes,
something
yes.
like this makes her feel like going along.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely needed. And also, see, when we went to Innsbruck, right, I remember biting an apple. See, Innsbruck is mountainous.
Yeah, it's
I
beautiful.
remember biting an apple and my tooth almost broke. But when I somehow bit into it, the juice from it was splashing 1 kilometer away, Sagar. See, that's the quality of the apple. See, these are nature's wonders, no? Do you get
Hmm.
that apple? If you are so too bothered about the result of that particular
Hmm.
game, you will not be able to taste that apple. What I'm trying to tell is awesome moments every country is willing to give us. So
Right.
please, please don't torture yourself. Enjoy yourself as a parent. So that is one. And then Trieste also, I think, let me skip. It's a big story. So I had a great experience in Trieste. Singapore Federation's welcoming attitude.
Right.
Learning about Riga, right? When I visited Latvia, right? Latvian culture, the problems that they went through, Latvian poetry. In essence, Sagar, what I'm trying to tell is an average performing chess kids, chess parent will visit at least 40 countries.
Hmm.
If they don't know about the country, its culture, its music, its nuances, its food, its people, their likes and dislikes, your life is wasted. See, it is a learning that is available for you every day. You're blessed to visit 40 countries along with your kid. Why not? Just embrace it, right? Become a better person and then share it. So I would say 100%. This is an opportunity for all the chess parents. If you are a traveling parent.
And you
And
mentioned
my,
this final all-time favorite moment that we
yeah,
should talk about. It's the
yeah,
Denmark event round 7
yeah.
cab
See,
incident.
see, brother. So, see, Siddharth intensely private, right? Because his life is his life, right? So that's why I'm sharing my experience. But to me, right, the biggest chess moment was that Sagar. I always believe if you do not discipline a kid, right, sometimes they can do mistakes. So disciplining a kid, criticizing a kid is important. But if you are judging a kid, you are losing hope on the future of mankind itself, according to me, right? If you say a kid is a right, he's a false guy, a
Hmm.
10-year-old kid, you are declining an opportunity for a kid to learn and grow. So critiquing positively is important, but judging a kid as a criminal is definitely a big problem, right? So every chess parent will always have this anxiety, right? Whether my apart from chess performance, whether my kid is going to be a real positive person to the society or not, right? I also had that anxiety, right? Because you never know the kid is growing up. To me, I thought, okay, my job is done for my kid. When Siddharth was about to get his final IM norm, we were in Denmark playing the tournament. He was 15 minutes late to the round seven, I think, right? We were in a taxi, and then I was opening follow chess. Siddharth was black, and then I saw the first move. Then he looked at me, and then he told, "If you tell me what the first move the opponent played is, I'm not playing this round. I just get down and go."
Oh.
Then I thought, okay, wow, right? Then I thought we have created a fair player. See, so this is not just about Siddharth. What I'm telling is right. Every chess
Beautiful.
playing kid, because they go through all the ups and downs and then they harden, will come to the state of maturity at some point in time in their chess playing thing, right? You also know long back in Gukesh what happened, right? That Nigel shot incident.
Hmm.
But what kind of gentleman Gukesh is now? If you allow the kid to go through the journey, they'll become so special because chess has that ability to teach the kid. what is right, wrong, and then help them grow, right? It's not just a
Right.
game. Yeah, it's a culture in itself. So that was a big moment for me, thinking, wow, our right, we don't have to groom our kid anymore.
Mm.
Special moment. Okay. So finally, Sagar, I think we've spoken 1 hour 15 minutes.
Yes, but no, it's wonderful. I think we are moving
Yeah,
forward, and maybe
yeah,
we're to the last three slides now.
yeah. You're
Uh,
okay, right?
yeah,
Another
I'm
10,
fine.
15 minutes.
I'm fine. Yes,
Thank you. See,
for you, it's midnight almost.
midnight almost, see, but fresh energy, brother. I had fever. I took some tablets, but when I speak to you, wow, thank you. I think that's the vibe you
No, no, I'm
create.
enjoying this, and this is not just for myself. I mean, this is going to be so much of value to so many chess parents.
Hopefully, right? See, again, it's again not preachy. It's just personal experience.
Sure.
Some you can take. So, see, when it comes to handling chess kids, my personal learning and experiences, great food and sleep, absolutely critical. See, if we read the Magnus Carlsen's biography, right? That forgot the grandmaster from Norway. He wrote that
Simon
book.
Agdestein.
Ah, yes, yeah, Agdestine, right? I read it many years back, right? So in one of the crucial games, so they will take a small apartment where Magnus will sleep in the living hall, and then the sisters will walk around, right? That will affect his performance next day. He'll lose the game. See, what I'm trying to tell is, it's it's like a cobweb, right? Good food, good sleep, good emotions, good results,
Right.
right? You bash the kid till midnight, telling why you lost, right? Why didn't you make this particular move? So tomorrow you expect him to be in a good mood to go and perform, is it? So I think it's all connected.
Mhm.
So take care of your kid to the best of your abilities. And then, as I said before, do not abstract when you're speaking to kids who are especially less than 12 years old, right? Like, for example, telling that, no, hey, why are you playing chess for? Sorry,
Mm.
Sagar, did this mistake myself. When Siddharth won one game and came, right? I told him, you seem to be too happy. You
Mm.
are playing this game for realizing what life is, not to just win. What kind of what kind of input this is to a 11-year-old kid? He was looking weird, actually. What is happening to this guy, right?
Actually,
Or
it might also be a very sensible advice, but maybe at the right time. Yeah, like.
yeah, right time when the kid is ready for it. See,
Mm.
right? So before the mango is ripe, you want to taste it, then it will be only a sour mango, right?
Correct.
So when they are younger, clear instructions are the key, especially when they're 9, 10 years old, right? See, what worked, one example I can give is Siddharth used to, sixth or seventh move, he will start to, you know what I mean, attack this, that. Then we found a way to tell him, no, he put one dot by move 12 in a score sheet. Till you reach 12 moves, don't stop developing. See, of course, this is could be stupid strategy at the highest
Yeah.
level, but for a 9-year-old, it's about developing the pieces. So when he sees move 12, he will think, okay, right, maybe I developed all my. But I think, but technically, by to move 12, you'll bring. So it can be a stupid, simple suggestion also. But if the kid can understand and implement it, he will grow.
Mm.
And then rewards are the key. Whether success or failure, the kid should be rewarded, right? Cannot be punishment is never a way to make anybody successful in any walk of like kid or adult. So not possible. Celebrating the kid is key. There are so many players, I don't want to name them, right? Even IMs who dropped out of the chess scene because the parental pride is attached to the kid's success. Why?
Mm.
You don't you have your own life? Whether the kid becomes an IM, GM, or the top player in the world should not have anything to do with you having your own life, right? You are an agent helping them succeed, right? Their success, you know what I mean, right? You cannot be blinded by the kid's success or failure, right? So I think that detachment is very much necessary.
Mm.
And I also told, don't judge the kid, right? Stay constructive. I'm a Henrik Carlson fan. So anybody who wants to do good chess parenting, watch Henrik Carlson's ideas, views, and thing. I'm also a Prag Dad fan, right? Humble, sweet, and then he also, yeah, right, doesn't compare all these things.
Mm.
So
What is
when you
servant leader and coffee tea?
Henrik Carlson was once asked, right? See, Sagar, in today's world, right, even in the business world, see, my current role is I coach a lot of young CEOs, right, who are having 20 million, 30 million type of company. They come for mentorship, right? So I also do a lot of coaching sessions to help them handle their responsibility. At age 27, if you're a CEO, dad gave the company to you, it's very difficult for them to handle.
Correct.
So the leadership style that is now dominating the world is servant leadership style, where you're not autocratic, you're not telling you do this, right? You are actually a servant. Henry Carlson, when he was asked once, what do you do? This is like 7 8 years back. What do you do for your son, right? He told, no, I'm a servant, right? I organize his calendar, I bring coffee tea to him when it's necessary. That's all my job is. So if Henry Carlson, world champion's dad, is a servant, then why we want to be bosses to our kids?
Correct.
So
Beautiful.
I think that's why I told servant leadership, Sagar.
Mm.
So some things, okay. Impact of chess on my personal work. See, Sagar, this is important because, as I told,
You also grew through this journey. That's what I feel. Yeah, like, and I can sense that you become better at everything you do because of the chess journey of your son.
tremendously. So, see, we are not financially broke largely because we are able to stand on our own feet. I think when we started the discussion, I also told, till date, not even $1 sponsorship we have got from anybody. We were able to do it on our own, right? It's very, very costly, not because we are wealthy, because we are able to produce that 8 to 10 hours of work, meaningful work every day on the job. So, Sagar, what I wanted to tell is the learning that we gain from friendships, right? Like, for example, the Bhaskar Archon moment. See,
Yeah, what
Bhaskar,
is that? Ah,
Savita Shree's
Savita's
dad, right?
father.
So I had the good fortune of being with him a
Mm-hmm.
few times. So once in one of the conversations, he told that, no, sir, I think so. Savita is also growing up. I have to buy one air conditioner once in my house. Now, this is many years back now. She's a famous player, right?
Mm.
So then I asked, hey, what's your family situation? I probed a little. Then he told, we also do not have washing machine. See, what I'm trying to tell is, look at the power of the person. Absolutely no basic luxury also at home, right? But want to groom the kid into a world class player.
Mm.
Bhaskar never scolds his daughter. In fact, she is the one who, you know what I mean, is
Right.
more powerful than it. Bhaskar is all about food support only. Whatever storyline I'm talking about, Bhaskar is an example of that.
Mm.
So when people achieve great things by having nothing, right? So definitely very inspiring, right? That we can also, right? Again, Rajnikant, I've told several times,
Right.
there is Madam Bexia within Singapore. She will always speak of friendship, treating the kids the right way.
Mm.
And then, you know what I mean, social inclusiveness, all these things. So I think becoming a better person through all of them. And then constant learning. Like Sagar, I told earlier that I had no shame playing with young kids and then learning
Yeah.
and then gaining a rating.
Mm.
So if you have no shame playing with an 8 year old on a chessboard, you will have no shame trying to learn new skill on a office,
Right.
right? So I shifted from multiple roles, from quality assurance to being an coach and then doing delivery lead role, whatever. If there is no shame, then there is no fame, right? I
Beautiful.
think chess teaches that. It also helps you, right? You are seeing a lot of good people, you also become a volunteer for
Mm.
larger causes in life,
Mm.
right? And importantly, chess resilience, because I remember, if I can recollect one incident, who is that Velamal chess master? I forgot his name. Very good friend, actually.
You mean the one who is
Two daughters,
two
good chess
daughters,
players,
Varshini
Rindya and
and
uh,
Rindya? Yeah, I think
Velavan. So,
Velavan, Velavan. Yes.
yeah, yeah. So Velavan once told, chess is, see, Sagar, when my kids were less than 1 year old, once they had diarrhea. Sorry to be so blunt in telling this, right? Then the doctor called me. I was so upset. Doctor called me and told that, no, see, this is not a test for the kid. It's a test of patience for the parent. He told the kid will come out of it. 20 times they will go lose motion and then they will get better. But you have to be awake whole night. The test is for you, not for them. So they told better take self care, eat well, and then be ready. Similarly, when the kid plays chess, right, ups, downs, all the fortunes, misfortunes, it's a big, big mental journey for the uh, parent, actually, right? It's resilient. So Velavan once told that, no, sir, when you are observing your kid's journey, you become so resilient. Any of the life's challenges, you're able to face so easily, right? So I think that chess resilience, right, really helped me. To be very honest, Sagar, right, I would have
Mm.
grown 4x in my job, right?
Beautiful.
Even maybe without chess, I would have not gone the distance that I've gone so far. So
Hmm.
definitely, right? Every parent is becoming very strong because of chess,
Uh,
because I see so many ups and downs.
I also like the next point, which is do not expect anything from anyone. It's your kid, your responsibility. And I
Yeah.
think many times people do feel like someone should help, and this. While it's true, someone should help, but I think if you shouldn't be with that mindset, yeah, like you should go with your kid, your responsibility, perhaps.
So yeah, we all need to remember our kid is not our business entity. Our
Mm,
kid is our kid, right? You're not doing a business. Of course, finances are needed to help them progress. But then if you have expectations, right? Say that kid, Telangana chief minister sponsored that kid. Okay,
mm,
Tamil Nadu, this person is not sponsoring. There they sponsored. I didn't get sponsorship, or
correct.
even within a particular. So it is very detrimental, right? So it can happen or it cannot happen. The world is very complex. But
Mm,
all we need to realize is, hey, it's our kid, our responsibility. How do we mobilize the finances? Like what Dr. Rajinikanth did, right? When he was in that do or die moment, he sold his land, mobilized 30 lakhs. If you are sitting and waiting for somebody to come and fund his kid, maybe he will not be a world championship contender now for sure. So you just completely own your child's destiny, not just financially, but yeah, their growth
nice.
as well.
You
So
you mentioned
yeah.
this point last one, which is if you have more than one kid in the family, always be fair.
So,
Family
yeah,
sacrifices are tremendous. Only actually, this is very tough for parents who have two kids, one who's a chess kid and the other one who's not playing chess, because most of the attention does go to the chess kid, no?
yeah. So how do I put it, Sagar? Say like what Virat Kohli says, right? So say my favorite sportsman, he
Mm,
says, "Hey, I come from a middle class family. All these riches and crap don't come into my personal life, right? And my personal life is my personal life. Similarly, when you're traveling with your son or daughter to play chess, so be it, right? You be competitive, do it. But when you're with your family, when there is another kid, don't keep doing the blunder of speaking only about chess and then making the other kid feel lonely and whatever, right? Be a
mm,
family man. I think I've done this mistake many times. I've also realized it over a period of time. It will be very unfair, right? So we need to budget the time and then take care of you. Otherwise, why have two kids or three kids, Sagar, right?
correct.
So definitely. Have we come to an end? I
The
think see
last
the
one,
oh
useful
okay.
things, and I don't want to miss this because here are some very useful advice that you've given.
Okay, coach need not be a highly rated player. I think most parents will realize it, right? Like
Mm,
for example, Gukesh till he reached 2200, 2300 was coached by a very humble coach who was 1700 rated, right? So
yes,
there are many Siddharth first 4 years of journey, I was his coach.
right.
Right? He was doing reasonably well, right? So all the kid will need is like what Swami Vivekananda told, right? Your only job is to afford opportunities, remove obstacles, and then keep the kid motivated, right? Then they will progress to a point when you'll naturally need a slightly more senior coach. Like I would say, progressive growth is much better. See, for the case of Gukesh, they were not hunting for coaches, right? When he reached a particular stage,
Mm,
the the coach arrived.
correct.
When the disciple is ready, the master will arrive, right? That principle is also applicable in chess. So I think don't just have to blindly hunt down coaches, right? And they not need not be like very highly rated or famous or whatever, right? If they can work with their kids, so be it, right? Again, my personal experience, whenever I was short of cash, I found Eastern Europe to be a blessing. So there's
True.
so many great coaches from Eastern Europe, right? 2600 rated, so they can do a wonderful job for $20-25 per hour, right?
Mm,
And must read books. My great predecessors, right? All the five volume at an appropriate time when your kid
mm,
enjoys reading it. Dvorsky's Endgame Manual. See, so many people have conflicting theories, right? That no, these days opening is important or this is important. I would say a strong foundation on classics. I think Sagar, you also advocate that very much.
mm-hmm.
That no is very important for every aspiring chess kid. A very good chess engine, like for example, right? So if they want to stick to chess base has frequent versions, revisions. They can, you know what I mean. So it's a package, right? So you need a good chess engine and plenty of books, right? Whether it's a hard copy or a soft copy, right? Because that's the kids' universe to prepare and grow.
Mm,
So please do invest on this. And I also told like-minded friends are very important. See, this is an
Loss in
important example.
Dhaka, but gained a friend in chess.
Yeah. So, see, Siddharth would have crossed 2500 rating if he had won against. I don't want to again name the player. If he had won against that particular player, Indian player only, in Dhaka in a GM norm tournament, right? He lost. And then I was thinking, see, because there are so many players whom we know, right? 2495, 2499,
Yes.
and then they go back because of pressure. I was thinking, what is this kind of damn moment that happened in our life, right? But then, because we are not putting pressure on the person, and then the Siddharth also handles himself on his own now, right? More like an adult now. So that boy became a good friend, and then he, at the end of the game, he told, right, he, some, this is one famous approach of one grandmaster. I forgot that. No, he, this pawn structure only, using that only, I was pressing and beat you. Then they became friends, and they speak couple of hours every day. In
Wow.
fact, that boy's idea became instrumental in Siddharth winning against Esipenko.
Oh.
Can you imagine the cause and effect relationship? What I'm trying to tell is, right, if you're so focused on failure and results, friendships, not just for the
Mm,
parent, right, for the kids also cannot bloom.
beautiful.
But if you focus on the right, this is like very active coaching, right, for Siddharth from a
Mm,
fellow player who beat him. It is
correct.
because you are very open to discuss and then open to build the relationship. So we greatly benefited by this kind of an approach, Sagar. So
Amazing.
last point I wanted to tell is, see, we are giving so much gyan, but then we cannot also vanish, right? If somebody has any questions,
No,
especially kids
this
with
this what you've done here,
yeah,
put in. I don't know if this was wise or not, but
yeah.
uh, I'm sure a lot of people might reach out to you. But then again, I think you've always been kind and you always wanted to share with people. And as you said in your journey, a lot of people did share with you, and I think you're going to continue doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah, definitely. Sagar, chess is so beautiful, right? It
Yeah,
gives friends, it gives life's lessons, it also makes us stronger. So, and there is a buzzing chess culture across the globe now. We are
yeah,
very thankful that we are all at the right place at the right time. And we
correct.
have a community, right?
Yeah,
See, you, me, all of us form a chess community using which everybody can benefit. So, I'm
true,
very thankful
true.
you interviewed me today.
No, I'm
And
grateful.
yeah,
I think this what you've shared. I can tell you, the most talented youngsters, many of them, I speak with their parents, and they have so many doubts with them. And while the approach of each parent is different, I feel here you've put forth so many points that there is at
okay.
least something to gain for
Yeah,
them from it, and they can actually self introspect as to where they are on this journey, like what are they doing which is right, which is not right, and perhaps they'll gain something which can change, and maybe when I'll interview them at some point, maybe in the future, they will
yeah,
point out to this interview which
yeah.
helped them.
We'll
So
see. See, I also would like to, you know what I mean? See, I would have used many names
yeah,
and it was not prepared, right? When you're sharing an experience, it spills over. So forgive me if I have told something that is not to be shared or whatever, right?
no,
Starting
this
from
was
Rajnikant to whoever. So it was just done in good intent.
sure, sure. But thank you so much, Jagdish, for doing this. And I hope to meet you in person. I think we've never met in person yet. So, but
Yes, Sagar.
I feel very connected and close to you.
Likewise, look forward to meet you. Yeah. Thank you. Have a great day. Please do take some rest.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.